Well, it was sent to me by my agency. You know, it was a script going around town, and I from there I like that. You know, that I was interested. I was interested in Tami's story. I was interested in the fact that when I started digging around, I found out that there were no stories about women against nature. You know, and hardly any. You know, so I thought, well, that would be interesting. And then the more I got into her story, the more I was amazed by her resilience and how she got through this all. And from there, I pursued the project, and I wanted to make it, and I became a producer and director on it, and set it up at STX after I had, you know, gotten Shailene to sign on to it. We Skyped, you know, because of the, you know, I was in Iceland and she was, and she had some family things going on. Mm-hmm. So we Skyped a bit, and then I met her later, and I think we had you know, it was great to have her access to her, you know, and her support of the film was very, you know, encouraging. And even to the extent that she would send me, you know, drawings how she did certain things, because I was trying to understand and try to be as authentic. And I think she also realized that I was not trying to do anything except to portray the most true version of her story. So I think that also eased her into the fact of allowing access to her. Well, Shailene was my first choice, and I'm kind of only choice because first of all, she looks a bit like the real Tami. I do think she has a very she's seen as a character actress rather than, you know, like a physical, you know, starlet or something. I think she's seen as a real headstrong young woman, and that's what I wanted from the story. I wanted you to focus on that, but that got her through it. And also her emotional authenticity as an actress amazes me, you know, and then she has the kind of West Coast energy, which I loved because it makes her very authentic, the way she's laughy and you know, so we kind of use those elements. So for me it's important when you cast a person, the kind of the essential element, the central element of you has to be right. You can add, you know, then you can go from there, but if not, it feels too much like acting to me. But if you find the right central element for the character, I think the acting becomes almost, you can hardly see it, you know, it just becomes natural. And the same with Sam, you know, being an Englishman and soft-spoken and kind of very gentle guy. I thought he would be, you know, perfect for and even Tami, when she came, she was kind of blown away, like with Richard, like it was not, it almost felt too much like him, you know, when she said, oh, you look, it freaks me out. Yeah, well, what we started with, I was very clear that I wanted to shoot it on the water as much as possible. And I'm not putting people in harm's way, but I wanted to, you know, to push that element as far. We were 6 weeks every day on the water, and for 14 hours a day. And what that gives you is a base, not only visually, but also emotionally. So I started with doing that, and then everything that needed to be augmented was done on stage in New Zealand, but that was 2 weeks, you know. But you are building from that base. You created the look of the movie through the real elements, and that's why I wanted to do that. It's very hard because it's also a lot of you have to be very flexible in your planning because the weather does not play by your schedule, you know. So what I've often said is what you do is that you bow your head to Mother Nature and you take what she gives you, and you have to be ready to adjust to it, and then. If you're ready to do that, you will get amazing stuff, you know, because you have to be open for the surprises, you know. And I think the actors also, in that way, are also more prepared for dealing with all kinds of elements. And I think that was very important. But it's as challenging as filmmaking can be. But that's why I'm doing it, you know, because I like challenges.
Did you lose much equipment out in the Pacific there?
Yeah, cranes and Oculus heads and cameras and, you know, everything you could lose. I lost my shades too.
Ho girato il mondo per trovarti. E adesso non puoi lasciarmi